Hello and welcome back. And in this short video, I want to show you one particular feature of the trends indicator, which allows you to fine-tune the trend dots themselves. And by that I mean particularly the transitional phases. You can increase and also decrease the sensitivity of the trend dots so that through the transitional phases these will actually last longer and become less sensitive to changes in the price action. And it's really very much a personal choice. I've enlarged the trend dots on this particular chart, which I hope will make it a little bit clearer. And if we start by looking at a couple of areas on the chart, and then you'll notice how it changes once I change the particular option in the settings. But if you note down here over to the left, you can see that the trend dots have actually changed very quickly from what was a bullish trend. We then had a minor reversal, a transitional dot, and then the resumption of the bullish trend. Equally, at the top here, as we rolled over, this phase of price action transitioned very quickly. On that occasion, we only had one transitional dot on grey, and then we went through to our bearish trend. Equally down at the bottom here, we had a very quick transition, indeed no transition at all on grey. We just continued the red, and then we went straight to blue on the next candle here. And equally here, we had no transitional dot at all. So very, very sensitive. And this is the setting that is the default. And let me show you how you access this input. Just right click on the chart, scroll down to indicators, highlight the indicator. In this case, we're on the trend indicator. And at the top here, you'll see we have something called neutral constant. And the default setting is 20. Now, if I change this to 80, just double right click and enter that, and click apply, close that down. What you'll notice is that the trend dots through these various congestion phases have now reverted to grey. So in this congestion phase here, we've had no change in color whatsoever. We are purely in a congestion phase. And then we revert back to our blue trend dots. And I'll change it back to the default so that you can see what was on there originally. Then we have our bullish phase higher. And up here, we've now got some transitional trend dots. Our grey trend dots are now in place here, leading us through into our bearish phase down here. And equally down here, if you remember, we had a red trend dot here. This has now been replaced with a grey trend dot, and then reversing into our bullish trend here. And equally here, I think we had a red trend dot here. We'll go back in a moment. But you can see these have now become grey transitional dots. And now we've picked up the bullish trend up to the top there. So let me go and change the setting back again. Click on indicators, change that back to 20. And click OK. And there we are. You can see down here, we've got two red dots, whereas before we had grey dots down here. We had more transitional dots in this region here, and we also had transitional dots here and also here. And that's what the neutral constant is all about. You can adjust it to the setting you prefer. On the default setting of 20, you will find it's very sensitive to change. And what you may prefer is to reduce that sensitivity by increasing the value of the neutral constant, and that will then extend the congestion phases of the trend dots. So when the trend is moving into a congestion phase, either to reverse or pause and then continue, you will get more transitional grey dots within that phase of price action than if you leave it on the default setting. But the choice is yours. It's a purely personal choice. You may prefer to see that. It may suit you better. It depends what type of charts you're trading. If you're trading very fast tick or Renko charts, for example, you may prefer it on a very sensitive level, i.e. on the default or close to default, perhaps 20 or 30. If you prefer to step back a little bit on the trend dots in terms of the perspective it provides on the trend, then you may want to increase that default up to the level that we had there, which was 80. And as you saw, that reduced or increased rather the number of grey transitional elements through the various phases of price action. It's a nice little feature. It allows you to fine-tune the trend indicator to suit your own trading style and the approach that you're trading in the market. So I hope you've enjoyed that very short video. Thanks for watching and see you again soon, and bye for now.